Susie Sausage Head.
So, let me tell y'all about the time Susie Sausage Head let her homegirl move in with her. Susie's homegirl had been kicked out of her mother's house due to her stepfather's advances and threats. Susie's homegirl had a young baby and Susie herself was pregnant, so it seemed like an ideal situation. Susie imagined they would raise their children together and split the bills/household duties. Susie's homegirl did not have a car, so Susie drove out of town to pick her up and bring her back to live in her house. Susie's homegirl moved in and things went well for a few weeks. Then Susie began to notice that her homegirl was not the cleanest person. She would leave dishes and baby bottles in the sink unwashed. She would take food into her room and leave crumbs, food bags, and drinks on every surface and the carpet. She would not clean the restroom after herself and her baby, and she was always using Susie's car to run errands. Susie was still working, but her homegirl was not, and this added to the strain on their living situation. But Susie tried to remain patient and help her homegirl get back on her feet. That was until Susie Sausage Head's girlfriend went too far. Before Susie was pregnant, she was fond of flour and libations. She'd taken a break but maintained her relationship with her florist. Susie's florist was one of her special friends, and they used to hug and kiss in a special way before she met her child's father. And even though she was in a relationship, she was still cool with her florist. That being said, when Susie's homegirl began to flirt with her florist, Susie was enraged. Susie subscribed to the girl code, and we do not share boxer briefs. Susie's florist didn't know how to take this, so he left. Susie then spoke to her homegirl and decided to give her permission to hug and kiss the florist. Susie wanted to see if she would do it, and of course Susie found out they did. Her florist called her right before it happened to make sure that she was cool with it. Once again, Susie gave the go-ahead. Susie's homegirl did not know about the florist's phone call and did not mention seeing him when she came back to Susie's house. That was all good with Susie. There were a few things her homegirl didn't know, about 3 things to be exact, but Susie was only going to teach her one of them. This, however, was not Susie Sausage Head's main concern. It was by far the living conditions and a lack of cleanliness that her homegirl displayed. As time went on, nothing changed, and when the first insects began to show up, it was time to make a final decision. Susie told her homegirl to get better about cleaning up, get a job, and quit hugging and kissing the florist. Susie was nearing her due date and wanted a proper nesting without the hassle of 2 untidy people who were also a strain on all of her resources. Susie's homegirl then stated that she would be moving to another state with their other homegirl and would be leaving by the end of the week. Susie was both happy and sad. Happy because she would be rid of these issues, but sad because she knew this was the end of their friendship. The week passed easily enough because a resolution had been reached. Susie's homegirl was set to take the bus to the other friend's house out of state, and the night before she left, she began packing. Susie's homegirl asked for the keys to the car so she could load up things and be ready to go early in the morning. Susie complied and held on to the homegirl's baby while she was loading the car. At some point in time, Susie Sausage Head went to sleep. After all, she did have to work in the morning. The plan was to drop off her homegirl, then go into the office thereafter. Susie woke up, took a shower, and got dressed. She was headed outside to warm up her car when she could not find her keys. She then opened her front door and found that her car was gone. She then went to her friend's room and found it empty. Susie then realized that there were a few things that she needed to know as well. The end.